Hello again. I come to you from Santiago de Compostela, but I'm going to give us a bit of a different view. Because I stood here about 5 years ago when I entered into the city, and I'd spent months, if not years, planning my arrival. You come in with all sorts of expectations as a pilgrim, some of them known, some of them unknown, but I knew how I wanted my arrival to go. I had my piece of music picked out even. And as I would train and walk in my months leading up to my pilgrimage, I would listen to this music and imagine the emotional moment when I stepped into the plaza and got my first glimpse of the cathedral. Well, life doesn't always turn out how we expect. And so, as I walked into town, it was the rainiest, most miserable day. This was before I lived in Seattle, so I hadn't become accustomed to life with rain. And I was having to wring out my sleeves. Even though I had a poncho on, it wasn't doing any good. And finally, I had to stop, get a coffee to fortify myself, and change out my glasses to my contact lenses because I really couldn't see. I was hot, my glasses were steaming up, there was lights from cars flashing me in the face, and I was so frustrated. And I'm walking there, and this trail is so well marked, and yet the closer I'm getting to the cathedral, there's no signs, and I'm wondering, am I going the right way? And I was having a really early arrival, so no one's out. And I'm just like, where is this stupid place? I just want to be done. Not the picture moment I'd imagined. But I turned a corner and saw the back of the cathedral. I walked through the little alleyway. There was no Galician bagpipers to welcome me. And basically had the plaza to myself, except for another couple pilgrims and some people who showed up on horses. And I remember I stood out in the middle of the plaza for a moment and then came and found shelter here because I didn't want to be in the rain anymore. But I fell on my knees and I wept. And that was the moment I had, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I love that sometimes our expectations, actually often our expectations, get disrupted. Life disrupts our expectations, don't they? But I love that on pilgrimage, there's a real obvious disruption happening all around us, and how good it is to have our lives disrupted. So that's my thought for you today from the cathedral at Santiago de Compostela. One last view, and there's construction happening. So again, expectations being messed up. Bye.